Okay, one sec. There you go. Sorry. Literally to let them know that this is something. I wouldn't say, we came into this to make money. I would literally say we came in this to help people because we have a gift that, it's our duty to use. It's our passion to help people hear those messages that they need to hear, and they're waiting to be delivered. They just need someone to be very comfortable to fill that gap, to be in that gap between, this world and the other. And you've got a gift for that, Natalie, right? As Jenny has.
Yeah.
And, but at the same time, let's be real, people. We need to put food on the table, and
Exactly.
it doesn't want to be moldy, dry bread and water. Let's be real food. And some people in this world have this image of, somebody at a sideshow at a carnival, with a crystal ball and a headscarf, 5 pounds, and I'll read your palm. And that's not what you do. You guys are the real deal, and you spend a lot of time in training and self-education and experience. So you're not just coming with some sideshow act. I mean, you're coming with a real tangible gift, and people need that. So what you found through the Sunday evening calls is just I would say you and Jenny have just been overwhelmed with the need to help people. And you hadn't, I think it's fair to say we had no idea just how many people are hurting and how many people really, really just need that comfort of just knowing, about their loved ones and even their pets and stuff. So what you've done, you could say you and Jenny have talked about this for a long time. And now suddenly Facebook have this option of what's called a closed group, where you can really get close to your group, get to know them a lot better, so that your readings could be more on point. Not so that you know them already, so you can make the readings look right. But that's not what you guys do anyway. Because like the clairvoyant thing, you didn't know anybody in the room.
No.
But I'm sure you were bang on. So I think it's fair to say, to make the claim, to say we're not doing this to get to know you better, to make the readings easier. We're doing it to get to know you better, to make the readings even more accurate. Because there's a familiarity with you guys already, and it could well be that there's repeated. Because I know Jenny was saying she had lots of people who come back again and again and again.
She does.
So that's part of the group, is that we get to know you, so that they're not just ad hoc readings out of the blue once a month or every 6 months or something. If you were on our call, this is like monthly. Weekly we're going to be in this group, and we put together a price that we feel is just like nuts, but it's the right price to start the group, to help as many people as we can first time round. And I think when you say it in those kind of terms, it's like, and you could join us for $47, and you'd get these pieces. Because we know not everybody is ready to make an investment yet, and that's our minimum investment now. But if you really want to get into it, this is what we've put our heart and soul into. It is this package, which is a 97 package, and this is what you get differently rather than the 47. So I think you need to read those 2 pages and really feel comfortable that you know the difference of the two. But it's a 97 that we want to sell.
And obviously the 97 really is where they're getting that kind of more one-on-one, closer, and that, I think that's really what we want to kind of push on, isn't it? You know?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, just say there's a $47 group. But really, if you really want to get serious, we created 97, and the difference is numbers. I mean, we decided to open up 100 people in the $47 group. And we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be great. There'll be an opportunity. Pounds. Sorry, yeah. I am closer to England than I usually am. Oh, gosh. I spent a whole day with a lawyer yesterday trying to write his social media strategy. Believe me, that was interesting.
Getting grilled.
Super nice guy, but can't market to save his life, dear me. But anyway, he's got money, so that's good. And a good heart. But yeah, the £97, typically, I mean, they'd pay Jenny that for one session.
Yeah,
right?
they do.
And they're getting access to you guys through the whole month for the same money. And if they wanted to see Jenny, they'd have to wait 4 months anyway. And you're busy too. So I do one-on-one readings too. I had to book a lady into June.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean to say that you haven't got anything between now and June. But you could say that I had to book a lady into June right now.
You have to play the game. It's not, it's not, and that's the thing, isn't it? And this is what I was saying to, I can't remember, me and Jenny were saying something on Sunday. And I said, just, business is business at the end of the day. And unfortunately, there is a bit of that. But it's not, you're not blatantly ripping people off, or, you're giving them a good service. But unfortunately, you have to kind of navigate people in, because if you're too, there's just strategies and techniques of being able to get.
We're just focusing on the benefits.
Yeah, exactly.
So the features are already on those landing pages. We'll show them those.
Yeah.
But it's really the benefits that people buy. Because I heard this phrase the other day, and I love it. People hate to be sold, but they love to buy.
Yeah.
And they're buying access to you guys in a very comfortable, safe place.
Yeah.
Rather than several thousand people watching, on a Facebook Live. There's 25. 25. I mean, that's gold.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited for that. So that's how I would say it as a message. And the email I sent you a couple of days ago there with the format of the webinar, I wouldn't do a big structured PowerPoint that I would typically do, because it's really you two sitting on those chairs. People will be comfortable because they've already seen the Sunday night format. They know what it looks like, and just talk to them literally about why you've created these groups and how you've been so impressed with the Sunday nights, and come up with this idea that you can help more people better and more closely.
So for this webinar, I mean, we were actually Jenny was just gonna stay at home, and Natalie was gonna be at ours. So we a bit like,
okay, so you can do it all on your webcams.
Yeah. So I mean, it'll work, won't it? It's
that'll totally work. Yeah. In fact, it's closer. It's because you're more into the camera kind of thing, and then sort of say that and say, look, just as a reminder, why don't we do a couple of readings right now? And just because you've got the names of all the attendees in the webinar anyway, so it'd be easy enough to pick a couple of names and do what you do on a Sunday and literally remind people the value of the service that you offer and just how important it is and how emotionally you guys are connecting, the two of you with the spirit world, for these people. And that's what we're going to do. You're going to get this every single month, plus, if you're having a bad day and you need some encouragement, or, you're having something that you just want to share and nobody else in your family would understand that, suddenly the kitchen door opened and closed and you think, what the heck was that? And it was my gran. She just came to visit. I know she did. And everybody else would think you're bonkers, but we get it, and it's a safe place to share that kind of. My dad, after my mum died, he called me up at like 10 o'clock at night. I said, what's the matter? He said, the cereal packet fell over on the table. I went, yeah. It was your mum. Okay, Dad.
Keep taking the pills.
But it was a big deal for him because, he absolutely felt her presence, and he said the cereal packet tipped over on the kitchen table.
Of course, it's
massive comfort.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, and not everybody in their own family setting would appreciate that, but you guys do. There's a lot of things that you would see as from the angelic, if you like, that other people just say, oh, it's just a coincidence. Oh yeah, the door just blew open because the wind, went past the house. Yeah, maybe, but at that time when I'm just thinking about her, I don't think so.
No.
So those sort of things, you can bring in that this is a safe place because we get it. And, and if you're having a really, really bad day and, you wanted to book with Jenny, and it's 4 months, well, that's ridiculous. But this way, we can't guarantee, that we can jump right on, but, we're going to be a lot closer than average.
Yeah.
So that's telling people who you are, because obviously we wanted to start with each of you introducing yourselves and your story. And you've both got great stories of how you got to. I mean, I still can't get over the fact that you wouldn't go for a pee in the night because worry who you're going to meet in the hallway.
What's that? I don't know that. What's that?
Yeah. Oh, Mum and Dad used to have the light on, in the hallway all the time because I'd feel there's somebody there, and they used to go into my room and I used to stick the duvet over my head and go away. And they used to hover over my sister as well. It's like shadow people.
Yeah. That shows you had a gift before you even knew what the gift was, right? So those sort of stories in the beginning, people really identify with, and we call it the vulnerability story because you're very open and raw. But that's what people buy into.
How vulnerable? Sorry to butt in, Jonathan. Sorry, I've started calling you John because it's quicker on my fingers. You know what I mean?
Sorry, my dad was John. I got it all the time. Yeah.
So, but then again, I know about six or seven Johns. So Jonathan's probably easier identifiable. But anyway, yeah, obviously I get the, you know, I've watched the Brendan Burchard and all of that sort of stuff. So I've been watching this for quite a while, knowing the kind of what to do in a roundabout way. So yeah, but sometimes I think the vulnerability story, it's kind of like how deep do you want to go? I mean, because there are some
not super deep. I mean, basically the vulnerability becomes your why. I mean, for me, social media, my why became when I broke my neck and had to have surgery. You know, it was a horrible 9 months of my life, but it gave me an opportunity to learn a skill I would never have had time to do because I was always working. I don't dwell on the surgery, but I dwell on the fact that that pivotal moment in 2009 recreated my business. And almost everybody I tell that story to remembers it. And it's like, wow, I remember when you said you broke your neck and you had to learn. So if you can do it, I can do it. You know, I hear that so many times. So short, you know, 2-3 minutes each, but just a little vignette of, you know, how you got to where you've gotten to, and the reason, and it's really bringing out your why. There's a guy called Simon Sinek. If you ever talk, he says that the why piece of the story is always the most important piece. You know, this is what makes you get up in the morning, makes you want to sort of help people, is because you've got a gift, and people love that.
So if I can share something with you, Jonathan, quickly, I'm sure Jenny wouldn't mind me saying this because it's a safe environment. There's only 3 of us here, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, I suppose, really, I don't know how many people she shared this story with.
I think she has. She's done it on lives and stuff as well.
So Jenny, you know, she was very abused from her mother. Her mother was an alcoholic as a child. And, she went through some really, from what I gather, brutal times of neglect, where her mum would just lock her up in a room for days and go out and stuff. But it's actually making me want to well up. It is a sad story, you know. Jenny, from what I gather, where Jenny decided, when Jenny essentially was on a bridge and was going to commit suicide, and she had someone next to her that was a spirit in a total form, and basically just said to her, "It's not happening today. You know, you've got too many people to help, you've got too many things to do, and you know, you're not going to do it today." You know, that's kind of my interpretation. It might be a bit different, and that stopped her from taking her own life. I don't know how long ago that was. I don't know when it was, but I'm just saying that, you know, you're talking about a vulnerability story. You know, that, like I say, just me even repeating these words is making me want to become emotional. You know? And so yeah, it's kind of like I'm just. But what I do know from all of this stuff that I've read and researched is being you as much as you as possible. You know, because that is essentially why people buy off of you. You know,
totally.
Can't fake it, you know.
No, and you guys don't fake it. I mean, you're super real, and you know, every time you smile, Natalie, it's just like, oh. You just love to help people.
Mate, you know what I mean? I've seen them smiles turn into violence pretty quick. Deal with a Henry Uber.
That's too funny. Yeah. No, I think that's exactly the why piece. And then do some readings, you know, and just tell them a little bit about the group. Tell them a little about the 2 options, the 2 price. You might want to use put the PDFs up, Steve, as like a screen share just at that point, just for a few minutes, so they can see. Yes. So the 2 web pages, if you like.
Okay.
I call them PDFs because you could download it as well. But at some point, you know, the girls could be speaking to it, and you could just screen share and just bring up the 2 groups.
I think what I need to really do is just be a bit more comfortable with Zoom, because I sort of played about with it a bit the other day. I've done a test webinar, so I brought Natalie in so I could see two of them can essentially go live, if you like, from 2 different locations.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Once that's happening, it's just like at that point, there's a little box at the bottom. It says share screen. You can probably see that now, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll just show you. So share screen, and then just like I do on my, so you can see my desktop, and then literally just pick a website kind of thing, and just say, so I'm just going to walk you through what these are. Obviously, this isn't the right website. 1 second, let me just bring it up. So really what we're talking about is the two groups here. So you could say, this is our website, which is new. Under store, which is the two packages, this is the group that we're talking about. And you could literally just slowly just walk it through as the girls are talking to it. You could just be doing this in the background. Talk to how the different readings that you do with the different types of cards that you've got, whether it's a tarot card or an angel card and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then literally at this point, one of you should, let's just tell you what we're going to do. You're going to get a monthly card reading from either of us. You're going to get audio clips. You're going to get this and explain it. Say, merchandise, I mean, the crystals again yesterday when you put that out. Holy man.
Put it up again.
I think you and Alibaba are going to have a great deal going on because they're loving it, aren't they?
They are. And I'm just picking different subjects and stuff and putting it out there, and they're loving it. Yeah.
So we're finding great things that would really bring you comfort. We're putting our energy into those. We've got other courses that are coming up, including a live course that's coming up in the autumn. Mm-hmm. And then you also get a free 3-card reading from either of us, for this group. And all of this group, when you look at all of this, at the end of the day, it's only. I'm trying to think which one I clicked on here. Is it the 47 or the 97?
97.
This is the 97 one. Yeah, because it's much longer.
Yeah.
Then, but if you're not ready for that yet, but you still want to get in community with it, that's okay. We've got the Jen and Nance community page. Use that word community. So you still get this. All of the things that you get from the other group. The only thing you won't get is the monthly stuff, but that's okay. You're still going to be in a Facebook group. There's only going to be a maximum 100 people in this. And this just £47. So we're putting everything we've got together. We've got 2 ways of doing it. Direct access to us is this one at 97. But if you're not sure and you just want to be in community with it, this one here is at 47. And then I'd stop sharing the screen, go back and say, this is what we love. Hey, Jenny, let's just do one more reading, and do another reading again. And at which point, honestly, I really truly think they'll be hooked. Okay. And back and say, so, okay, guys, what's it going to be? Steve's going to put a link in the chat box here. There's a link to this group here for 97. Do that first. It's all open. You can put your credit card in. It's just once a month. You can leave whenever you need to. Don't think you will, because I think once you're in there, you won't want to leave, but you can. Yeah. There's no pressure. Mm-hmm. And if not, there's a community group. Here's the link for $47, and we'd love for you to join us. And then it takes a little while for PayPal to sort of kick in and do these. Mm-hmm. But no, they're coming. And I've done this because I know that people have bought, but I haven't seen it on my email at the same time. Mm-hmm. And I've just looked and went, oh my goodness, thank you so much. Wow, I'm not going to name names, but thank you so much. And as soon as you start to say that, people are like, oh crap, I got to get in quick. It's got to sell out. And I tell you, there is no greater feeling when you see those PayPal emails coming back up and say, I got money. Holy shit, this is good.
I've done that because I've done that 12-week course with Mind Release about a year ago. And it was a bit addictive. I mean, it took a little while to take hold, but I think about 8 or 10 people. I think 10 people was the target. Some I gave away for free. Some were, but it was, oh my God, that person's just giving me 150 quid. Why? You just,
it's the value that you bring now, right? And when people actually give you money for your value, it's a very good feeling. You feel great, I'm working with the other website you saw. There's a lady in Australia, and she just said, I think my rates are just too expensive. I'm like, okay, we have to take that word and ditch it out of the window. Yeah. It's not expensive. It's an investment in your services. That you've trained for. She's a voice coach. I said, you've trained for decades on stage, on cruise ships and shows. Better than anybody how to control a voice and in a business setting. You're not expensive. It's an investment. Stop that bloody word. So, yeah. Bless her heart. It doesn't help that a husband of, 23 years, for the last 7 years, has been cheating on her with her best friend.
Yeah, it's going to do self-esteem some real good, isn't it?
Oh, gosh, it's terrible. So she's really struggling with setting up her own business, which that's what I do. Help people through these things. So that's what I do. That's what you do. With our gifting, and then at which point we'll probably be at about the half an hour stage, I would think. And just say, has anybody got any questions? I can't do any more readings today. You have to wait till Sunday night or join the group. And
Yeah.
Sunday night's a crapshoot. Who's going to get those 2 out of thousands of people that could join? So answer any more questions, and then say, yep, we're timing out. We said we do this for 45 minutes. We're going to do another call next week, which is a live Q&A, because I know some people really want to make a decision on this, and that's totally fine. So this time next week, we're going to do another call, and it's just going to be a live Q&A with you and me to just decide. These courses start June 1st, or the groups start June 1st. But next week, we'll have another call, and if you're still on the fence, and if there's any seats left, because you've got to put in that limiter, don't worry. If not, there'll be a waiting list, and when if someone decides to move on, we'll bring some other people in. And Jenny and I will be here again next week, and we'll do a live Q&A, and that way we can send people a recording of the webinar who are on the group. They can watch it. They'll also get a link to the live chat the following week, and we can monitor exactly who's clicked, who's thinking about it. So there's some really good analytics with that Zoom that will show us who joined the call, who stayed all the way through, who clicked, who left halfway through. You can see who's serious, and all of that data comes with the Zoom webinar. It's fantastic for 40 US dollars. I don't know what it is in pounds, but it's a good deal.
It's costing me about 50 quid a month for the webinar and the Zoom package.
And we can stop the webinar piece, as soon as this is over, until we're ready to do another one. You don't have to pay for that each month, so you can go back down just to the Zoom Pro.
Yeah,
if you want to.
And
that's the format. Really, it works. I've studied under this lady Lisa Sasevich, as you know, and that's what I'm in Florida for, because it's her annual Speak to Sell course when Wednesday night through Saturday night here in Fort Lauderdale, and I'm speaking on her stage on Thursday in front of Friday morning. I don't know how many actually come. I think about 600 people. And I'm speaking on her stage for 15 minutes, telling people exactly how I used her model to get to where I am. So that's probably going to be my biggest audience ever.
That's wicked. Yeah.
And what is cool is that 15-minute window. She typically sells to a sponsor to come on and sell their stuff, and she charges $20,000 for that 15-minute spot. And she's asked me to do it for her, and obviously I ain't paying nothing. So. And that's exactly this model. This is how I've grown my business, is going from one-on-one readings, if you like, but my version of that one-on-one strategy to group calls like you've seen with the boot camp and the inner circle and the virtual coffees. None of those existed 2.5 years ago. I just sold myself individually to one person to the next, and I couldn't grow my business. Now, in Power Content, the blogging course, I think we've got 21 people from all over the world, and they are loving it. And each person's paying $2,000. So $2,000 one-on-one is good money. I mean, I got $2,500 yesterday for working with this lawyer. It was great money. But over 10 weeks, I got 20 people giving me. I mean, obviously, I split it with Lindsay, half and half, but it's still great money. And we're still helping more people than we could one-on-one. And that's where we're going with this, is these group models. It's really where you can leverage your time.
Yeah, I can see the scalable model, and that's exactly what I was saying to Natalie and Jenny about this, because again, the stereotype you've got there about a crystal ball and a sideshow, and this is, I think, where a lot of mediums are struggling, is they are trading time for money, and then when they try to put that time up to a lot of money, then you feel like you may be cheating people and stuff like that, because you're not kind of worthy. But it's just this kind of the coaching model, which obviously I've been looking at for a good few years because of Mind Release. That's why I thought we could definitely do something with it, with what they're doing, because no one's really doing it.
And the more I've watched you guys, the way you perfect your craft, it's so genuine. I mean, it's nothing. I don't know if did you get Dr. Oz in the UK, that TV show?
I've heard of it. I've
heard of it, but I haven't seen it, I don't think.
It's one of the Oprah channel shows. So there's Dr. Phil, and then there's now this Dr. Oz. He's a medical doctor. And he brought on a medium last week, certainly in America. I mean, it's probably on the UK at some point. And Debbie will tell you her name, but she's a professional TV medium. And she went to New York to investigate all these other mediums who were literally just ripping people off.
Which they do, there's loads.
Camera in her purse, and she went and did 3 of them. And very specifically, like she took a wedding ring off for one of them, and they said, "Oh, I can see you've had a very distressful relationship, and you're looking for love." And she went, "I'm happily married. I just took my ring off, to see what you do." And she just picked out all these things. I could help you, but you'll have to come back, and the first reading of $50, is just for you to meet me, and come back, and it's $200. And they're just these are all ripoffs. And it was very interesting for her to see that. And then she went into the audience and she said, "I'll show you what ripoff is not." And she just starts looking at the audience, and she said to this one couple, "Would you stand up?" And the husband's like, "No." So she went to another couple, and then she came back to this couple and she said, "Are you sure?" And the husband said, "Yeah, I got a bruise on my ribs from my wife who said, 'What the heck? This is a free reading.'" She stood up and she said, did you lose a sibling?" And this woman started to cry, and she said, "He's standing right next to you." And at 3 years old, she lost her brother in an accident, and she's married now. And she suddenly starts telling all these things that, I'm getting chills now. And this is in a TV audience out of the blue. And she said, that's what a real medium does. They see the energy, they see somebody standing there wanting to get a message across. It was so good. So maybe Google Dr. Oz and try and find that show, because that's the kind of thing that you could, if it was on Facebook or something, or even a YouTube link or something, that or just watch it, because it was so well done the other day. I'm sure it's on the internet somewhere.
Cool.
Because you guys are the real deal, and even talk about it. There's a lot of people out here with smoke and mirrors trying to get money out of people. That's not us.
Listen, I see it all the time. I'm the one that obviously monitors the lives, and the first couple of weeks I had to really get rid of a few troublemakers. But as the weeks go on, last week it was, I don't know how many people it reached, like 15,000 or whatever, and I probably had 2 out of all of that had some negative comment, and it's unreal, because I watch, Natalie's got people she watches that are just, they're terrible, aren't they? Some of them
real
English
bad
ones. And you can just see, and you search the internet and you can see how much crap they've got,
reviews are terrible.
It just, so I know that
you might even want to scroll through some of the reviews that you've got on Facebook. So don't take our word for it that we're good. I don't know if any of you looked at, maybe share screen the Facebook page, Steve, and just run through.
Tell you what, we got our first 1 star, and that's because Jenny touched a raw nerve on one of our lives, and basically the brother put us 1 star.
I don't know if you watched, but it was quite a controversial thing. Not this Sunday, the Sunday before.
His sister had got murdered, and the court case was coming up. And Jenny basically started talking about it, saying that her brother had mental health issues and all sorts of stuff. And the other brother come on and then gave us a 1 star, and then started giving us crap. So,
but, it sounded like a very good reading. The woman was, she really latched onto it. There was a lot of stuff there, but But as I said to Natalie, at the end of the day, you're never going to be perfect.
And sometimes if all the reviews are 5-star, it starts to look a little phony.
Yeah.
I run an average of 4.7, I think, and I've got some, and these were from years ago that people gave me 1 or 2 stars. I have no idea who they are. I wrote to them and said, "What didn't I do right? Do you realize what a 1 star means?" They never wrote back. I have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
What do you do?
My window cleaning business, I've got window cleaners in Milton Keynes that have all got 5 stars, and I know it's wrong. I know they're doing something where it's wrong somewhere, and I've got 4.2 but we clean like nearly 2,500 people every 4 weeks.
Wow.
It's just unreal. But to me, it just looks genuine, and it is genuine. We've never muddled with it. We've never done anything. And the actual reasons that they give are nothing other than what sound like whiny people. There's no, it's not, it's not like these are blatant rip-off merchants or whatever. It was just, I don't know, you didn't pick up the phone within 30 seconds of me ringing, So,
Blame your brother for that.
So maybe scroll some through reviews. That might be a good bit of proof as well. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel, Natalie, about this?
No, fantastic. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Even if we convert 10% of the room to begin with, that as an industry, that's not an untypical number, but you're not industry typical. We're not selling, real estate investing courses or anything like that. You're selling real stuff. real emotional, real stuff. So
Yeah.
my guess, I mean, as I say, I don't know until we do it, is going to be really quite impressive. And then we got the second chance anyway. And then once we know that, I mean, Lisa Sasevich says that most of her sales don't happen during the webinar. They happen with the emails afterwards.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to be sold to immediately. They need to think about it. And that's why the Zoom is so good, because we get the fact that they've watched and Zoom will do this for us. And they'll say, these people watched it the whole way through, but they didn't buy. Say, okay, great. So now we're going to email them, and we'll craft some emails together and just send out and say, I saw it. Yeah. I was going to say, I saw that you watch it. It's like, oh, how did they do that?
My crystal ball told me that you're on for 60 minutes.
I can't get away. I'm going to haunt you.
That'll get me a buy, won't it? How did you know I was on there for 61 minutes, 30 seconds? This is why you need to come on my course.
Yeah, okay. But typically, Lisa says that she picks 30 to 40% of her sales up after the webinars.
Okay.
She always gets a good conversion anyway. I mean, but it's the email follow, and then the live Q&A the following week by putting that limiter saying we only have so many left, and it starts on June the 1st, and then we're closing the doors. We're not going to keep selling this. We're just running with the first group. So you've got like 11 days now or whatever, and then we're closing the doors, and then those emails will go out. You know, it's 5 days, it's 3 days. Today's the last day, and some people will wait till the last day. So it's a process, and then May 31st at midnight, you know, that's it. And then you run with it.
Because the one thing I can't stand really with that kind of marketing, sorry, not that kind of marketing, what I mean by that is the way you can interpret marketing is that when you say you close the doors, you do actually close the doors.
Oh, you have to, yeah.
That Sandy Kowalski actually was pushing something a little while ago saying it ends at midnight. It was going on for about 4 weeks, and people were putting in the comments, this ended at midnight 3 weeks ago. You know, she weren't even addressing it. I was thinking, are people this stupid that they're buying that? Or you just, I don't know, I just didn't get it.
I lost all respect for her over that.
Yeah.
And then she did close it and said, that's it, nothing now until 2019. And then 3 or 4 days ago, I got an email from, so many people have been begging us to open. I'm just doing it again just today for 1 day. And it's like, okay, woman.
In the UK, we've got a place called DFS. I don't know if you know that, the sofa place.
Yeah, the furniture place.
They've always got an end of season sale every Sunday.
Ending Sunday.
Yeah, it's ending Sunday. It's ending Sunday. And then you've got the next one, ending Sunday. And Jesus Christ, man, are people this stupid? Because I don't think they are, you know?
Well, I think they're relying on the fact that not everybody hears it all the time. And so some people it's new. But yeah, Sandy's interesting to say the least. And what I can't get over is her son, Jeremy. If you ever see, I mean, he used to be like a gym rat, you know, super buff and always talking about his health. That guy's got to be 300 pounds now.
Yeah, I actually followed his page. Because he was talking about Bitcoin. There was a few friends of mine that were doing a few things with Bitcoin. So because he started talking about it, I started following it. I've never jumped in. I don't like the sound of it. To me, if it's too good to be true, it normally is. And it's. Yeah, but anyway, he was talking about that, so I do have that. But he's been quiet for a long time. But I think it was like he was trying to find his voice, and then he wasn't consistent enough from what I could see.
Yeah, and they went all in on this Bitcoin when it was $16,000-$17,000, and then it dropped to like 13, and she said, "This is perfect. Now's the time to buy." And then it went down to like 8,000, and then she stopped talking about it.
Yeah. I'll tell you, the one who I watched who was talking about it, and I thought, you know, to me, I know he done. It's the guy that done Wolf of Wall Street, you know, Jordan Belfort.
Yeah,
I love that film. Absolutely love that film. And yeah, I think it's a bit of a fantasy, really, that I could have been that way, but I could never have handled that amount of drugs or money. But anyway,
or sex.
Yeah, sex. I don't know about that, but yeah, I could have. It's the other two bits, but you know. But so I started following Jordan, like the real Jordan Belfort. And even though, like I say, I know what he'd done in the 80s, he ripped a lot of people off, and it wasn't good. He was actually talking a lot of sense about Bitcoin, and it's just starting to play out the way that he's talking, and basically saying, it's unregulated, and as soon as it's the governing bodies getting involved in that, do you think that they're going to allow this to maintain? And that's exactly what it's been. So it's the guy talks a lot of sense, even though I don't quite agree, and there is a lot of hard sell all the time, but
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, just one last.
Nice. It's a very soft sell, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's not about in their face, and it's, you know, that's what I'm saying. It is, you know, there are strategies and techniques to try and get people to buy, but at the same time, all of that crap, I don't buy that. Do you know what I mean? When people tell me, you know, I'm just like, whatever. I know if I want it, I'll get it. You know, it's like.
No, I think we genuinely do close the doors on May 31st, and that's it. We don't talk about it again. Maybe we leave it for a month, or, you know, I don't know how long we'll leave it. Let's see how many we get first.
Okay. First things first.
So do you want to do another call again this time tomorrow and see how you're feeling?
I'll tell you what will be good from my perspective, if it's okay, Jonathan. I need to have a play with this webinar thing. I just need to be sure that I know what's going on.
Well, Paige is really good at it. I mean, obviously it's a bit early in the morning, her side of the pond, but if you want to just reach out to me, and I can get Paige to do another call with you a bit later if you want any technical help. She'll be around too.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can do that today. I've just got a few things to do with the other business. But no, I would like to run through it.
And if I'm not going to be in front of my computer. Debbie and I, we're taking a Disney World day. We bought a ticket, so we're going to go to Disney World for the day, because I got tomorrow through Sunday is mental. But today's a quiet day, so we're actually taking a
wicked
whatever you call it, self-development day.
Self-development day, reliving your youth.
Having fun.
Literally Disney's about 20 minutes from here, so
wicked. Nice.
So we're going to go to what's it called, Pandora, you know, the Avatar movie.
Yep.
They've just opened this huge Pandora land, and the lineup's at least an hour and a half every day, apparently. But bugger it, you know, go and line up and go and see this thing. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun. So I'll have my phone with me and stuff, but I won't have my computer. So,
all right, I'll drop you a message then, and see pages about, maybe I can have a good.
She starts at 9, which is whatever that is, 5 your time.
Okay, yeah. All right, I'll probably drop you a line a bit later on then.
And I'll send you a copy of this recording as soon as it's up.
Nice one.
Okay, lovely.
Okay, good to see you.
Thank you.
Have a good day, Disney.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye.